Forgotten Lore, Episode 7, The Maimed by Hermann Ungar. And welcome back to Forgotten Lore. This is the YouTube show where we explore the more obscure nooks and crannies of dark fiction. My name is Nicole Cushing, and I'm your host. Today our book is The Maimed by Hermann Ungar. Now, Hermann Ungar was writing around the same time as Kafka and around the same place as Kafka. They were both German-speaking Jews who were living and writing, at least for part of the time, in Prague. So they're cut from the same cloth. However, Ungar's work was received with a greater level of shock and disgust, I might even say, than Kafka. The work was received more as a transgressive piece of fiction. This has led me to call Hermann Ungar the dirty Kafka. And when I say the dirty Kafka, it almost sounds like I'm talking about some kind of obscure position from the Kama Sutra or something. But it's not. It's just my nickname for Hermann Ungar. And when I say dirty, I guess I mean a couple of different things. There's certainly sexual transgressive stuff in the book, and that's very much, I think, what people were reacting to. There's also just a lot of this kind of sour feeling of life, this sense of debasement that the main character, Franz Pulser, goes through from beginning to end, and other characters go through. There's a sense of physical disgust with the body, physical disgust in Franz Pulser, and also physical disgust in the lives of other characters in the book. One of whom is literally rotting from some unnamed disease. So there's lots of discussion of pus and limbs kind of decaying and this kind of thing. Now, in that society, that was not received with open arms, and the book received a lot of shock, a lot of negative reviews. Thomas Mann called it a horrible book, sexual hell, full of filth, crime, and deepest melancholy. And then a writer and editor named Gerhard Pohl called it a sexual chamber of horrors, and then went on to say, this Hermann Ungar has a terrible preference for, what is the most simple way to say this? For bad taste, for the miasma of the soul, miasma, I believe it's pronounced miasma of the soul, for stale, sweaty, dirty situations, and his lack of sympathy for those with weak or sensitive nerves borders on the perverse. So this is what they're reacting to. The sexual elements apparently were very negatively received, along with the pessimistic aspects of it, I think, as well. And the combination of the two made the book a bit scandalous. So this is the story of Franz Pulser, who is a clerk in a bank, and his moving in with a widowed landlady, and the landlady gradually assuming a place of dominance over him in a way that is sexual but also psychological, and then her gaining dominance over other people in his life, like his friend, and then the landlady has this weird associate who has these oddball religious ideas about debasement, there's I want to read you part of this. This is like from the landlady's friend, this attendant who is taking care of the guy with the rotting limbs. And he says, Jesus, he said, Jesus, we sin in his name. Evil exists for the sake of our debasement, so that we may suffer it again and again. And so the idea this guy has is that the only way to receive any kind of redemption is to commit the same sin that you committed before, but to commit it knowing that you're powerless over it, and to commit it from a place of humility and debasement. Pretty fucking weird, huh?